try to read this really quick. Book of Nahum, chapter 1, verses 2 through wherever. So verse 2, I'll start off verse 1. The burden of Nineveh. The book of the vision of Nahum, the Elskashite. Verse 2. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and in the clouds. And the clouds are the dust of his feet. He rebuketh the sea, and maketh it dry, and drieth up all the rivers. Bethshan, Lageshbeth, and Carmel, in the flower of Lebanon, languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is buried at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwelleth therein. Who can stand before his Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him. Verse 7. The Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. But with an overrunning flood he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. What do you imagine against the Lord? He will make an utter end. Affliction shall not rise up the second time. For while they be folded together as thorns, and while they are drunken as drunkards, they shall be devoured as stubble fully dry. All right. Nahum. Very close to the New Testament as far as the order of books that got put in this Bible. They're not all in chronological order. I mean, Job is apparently after Genesis in the arrangement, right? Anyway, spoiler alert, Job's the oldest book in the 66 book. So, why don't many people talk about the love of God? It seems like all they're talking about is the wrath of God. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. That is all they do. All they do is talk about the love of God. But they don't realize that it's not so appealing to know that that same God in the Old Testament is the same in the New Testament. And so God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. How are you supposed to fear the Lord if you don't realize that this loving God is also jealous and revengeth and is furious and will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies? Now, we're good, right? Yeah, we're good because God loves us. So what do we have to fear? We have God to fear. But we can rejoice. But how do you fear God? Like, it's easy for me to watch National Geographic from the comfort of my own couch or wherever, phone, and watch a big giant lion devour a rabbit in Africa. It's cute. Wow, look at that. Ooh, it's nature, right? But you put me out in Africa, and I'm the rabbit all of a sudden, I'm going to be really scared of that lion, regardless as if he does or doesn't have courage. Because I'll tell you what, I'm going to learn real quick if I have courage. I'm going to learn real quick how fearful I am of that lion in the scenario that I'm in. I know it's an odd scenario, just like pick me up like a friggin' toy in the claw machine, throw me in Africa, and all of a sudden I'm getting attacked by a lion. At the same time, where has God put you? Where's your fear? The same God that loves you and tells you that you can live your best life now. You've got some pretty serious warnings in this book. And I, just as much as anybody else, need to be reminded that the fear of God is not all rainbows and sunshine. If I think everything's okay, which it is, how much differently am I going to live if I actually fear God? I don't know if this makes sense or not.